Pick it up. Now that's all nice and sealed. Obviously the inlay patch I did actually sits a little lower than the actual tank itself, so that's why I'm not too concerned about, because I can fill that up with that gasoline oil resistant, well, it won't deteriorate under oil, gas and water like some other traditional bodywork Bondo would. So I'll just fill that up right with this. It's contrasting colors, so the oil and gas resistant Bondo I have, it's a kind of a reddish brown, kind of like my welding case there. And I'll just use traditional white Bondo over it, and that's going to help me kind of create the actual concurves of the gas tank itself. So like I said, I'm just keep on hopping back to the center gas. Like I put a little E-tape over the excuse me, put a little electrical tape over the glass itself just for splatter resistance, and so I can just whip it off, clean it off a lot easier. And hopefully, like I said, I don't want to break this. It's going to be so annoying if that breaks. So I'm going to run a few more beads on the glass lens, and then I'll probably switch over to start chopping off the original mounting brackets. Alright. Okay guys, welcome back to the video. It's been a couple days for me, just been out of it lately and busting my ass off, but we're almost done with the final welds here. Like I said, I just want to go over all the pinholes. I am going to grind all this out, and one of the biggest reasons, other than just the sight gauge here, is because right around here, some of the middle got really thin, so as I was clearing up all this, you can even see right here, it's not fully connected. So that's why I'm going over this with a second welding pass, just so I can, like I said, find all my thin metal and build that up, and actually finish sealing. Yeah, I can put my finger on it, you can hear that. Yeah, that's no good. So like I said, I was going to finish up the top layer, get along the back side, and I'll get back to you, because this is very tedious, I'll get back to you once I start actually cleaning it down. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you just a little trick what I'm using to take down my 1-inch steel round stock here down to the right diameter to my original petcock hole from when my gas tank was still stock. So since I don't have a lathe or anything like that, I actually had to use my shunted bench grinder here. And what I'm going to do to grind down the outside, since I can't really get my hands in there safely, I'm going to rest my pliers right on the shelf here. get my thumb right in behind, and I'm not applying pressure to this. The two jaws are basically going to stop it from wiggling too much in place. So the jaws are going to be resting on the shelf, and I'm just going to push my piece up against the grinding wheel, and it's going to help create a more unilateral grind along the whole surface. This way it keeps my hands away from going in. If they did, they'll flick out instead of getting pulled down. So again, you don't want to apply too much, just enough to kind of see those sparks, and you'll be able to feel the piece in your thumb rotate. Like I said, I'm not applying too much pressure with the pliers, just to keep it standing upright, and then apply pressure to take them out. Alright, so bad news, guys. Kind of screwed up. Hey. So in the process of trying to save the sight gauge, I fucked up the sight gauge. I was trying to keep the temperature very cool, trying to do one part at a time while working in the other parts of the gas tank, but I still got too hot and fucked up the sight gauge. Which means we're gonna actually cut it out and be rid of that. Unfortunate, but it's just what's going to have to happen. So I'm gonna have to get you guys on time lapse, and I'm gonna have to chop out this. I'll try this idea on another gas tank down the road, but for now I want to finish up this gas tank, get ready for paint. So I'm just going to have to work with no gas gauge period on this gas tank, which shouldn't be too difficult. It's very sloshy, very big, so hopefully I'll make it work down the road. You'll see that later, but let's just get this thing cut out. As you see here, I got it all patched up. The welds make it look a lot higher, so I'm just going to grab out the grinding disc, get it nice and flush, clean it all up, and then I'm going to just do the last few steps to finish the prep on this gas tank, and I can get it done. Alright, these are lots and lots of alright, got all this patched up. Now I do want to once again reiterate, this is my very first gas tank I ever built, so when it comes to the bodywork, this middle channel is lower than the original stock lobes on the gas tank. So to some degree that can work in my benefit, because when I body fill this, I can actually fill this whole center area, which means any pinholes, any gas I might have missed by some accident will be sealed away, and I got a special sealant for that. So all this will actually end up elevating and matching the radius of the rest of the gas tank. So while the rest of these weld spots I just did cool, I'm going to start breaking out the wire wheel and the flap disc, and I just start stripping away most of the rest of this paint here, the stock paint. And you can see I still have the original 100th anniversary silver stripe on this thing, so it's going to start to get rid of it, but you know, it's going to look so much cooler once it's done. Because I do believe the body fill is what's going to make this gas tank actually look cool. So let's get to it. Okay, so after a quick Tim's run and Newfie Speed and Sport run, going to out the flop disc. This is going to be excellent because it's not going to remove any metal. They're going to get rid of a lot of the rust, scale, and paint and primer from the original paint and primer. Let's get this on the angle grinder. Let's get back to work. Okay, everyone. So, just for precautionary reasons, I'm going to use this specialty type of putty called Water Weld. Yeah, got it from my Nuclear Speed and Sport there, or Canadian Tire. And it's just a basic two-part compound, gray interior, white exterior. And you just start mixing it up all together like this until it's one unified color. And great thing about this stuff is when it's solid, it's both water and gasoline resistant, which is going to be perfect for my bung holes here, or any major weld. As you see right here, I already put on any of the heavier welds. Right on the petcock here, right on the bottom of the channel there. So all I'm really doing with this stuff is going to help protect any leaks from happening. And obviously you're supposed to be wearing gloves, otherwise it looks like you got cocaine over your hand, but nothing a little soap won't fix. And unlike some epoxy materials where you can just spread it, this stuff does not spread very well, even though it's nice and warm in your hands. This is more of a press fit. So I'll take a little dollop just around on my finger here, and I'm going to just press it in almost into the weld itself, kind of filling up any kind of gaps. Pressing it in will actually kind of act like a cork in a way. So any pinholes that I might miss, because these Mastercraft welders, you can't really dial them in all that well. So to make something leak proof, and you don't have a really good quality welder to do the job with the sheet metal, something like this is going to come saving your life. Obviously, if I was, you know, a professional building gas tanks, I wouldn't need to use this, but this is my first gas tank I ever built, and I'm gonna rock it. So, what's life without a little danger, eh? This is all learning curve for me right now. And the good stuff, and the cool thing about this is that when it gets hard, it's gonna act like almost like a layer of Bondo in a way, where I can actually sand it down to a degree and kind of help plan shit out. So I'm just pushing it all in. I'm not too worried about, like I said, the outside perimeter, because I can sand that down once it cures. May have to chop up in there a little bit. There we go. Come on, get in there. This stuff takes about an hour to fully cure, which is a lot better than some of the Bondo I actually use, which can actually take a few hours depending on the conditions. Here it's like almost like 15 degrees Celsius in here, so it's mildly cool. So I'm going to give it, I usually give it a little extra time. Once I finish up with this, I'm going to have to come back at it tomorrow after work, just to finish up the last major point. So this is the stuff it comes in. I just take an X-Acto knife and just cut like an almost 1/8 inch bit off. Okay. Alright, this is the X-Acto knife that pissing me off. There we go. So I'll just take, like I said, just a little bit at a time, so you don't have to go through it so fast. Just cut it up. And you also want to be careful, especially in your environment. You don't want any sediment or debris. I already cleaned off my table before I started doing this, so that way any spark dust or anything like that from the grinder or anything like that, or dust doesn't get into it and actually cause imperfections into the material. So again, it only takes a few seconds to knead it. Once it starts being warm in the fingers, you'll be ready to apply it. And yeah, I'll just finish up this bung and this plug we made earlier from the original petcock. Weird name that is. I don't know why we went with that, but we're going to. There we go. All one color, almost chalky. Like I said, just take a little pinch and push it in. There we go. It is a little sticky, so you are going to have a little bit extra on your finger, but if you just keep pressing it in, it'll actually pull off your finger and back into its own putty state. Yeah, there we go. Come on, get in there. Get in there. So anyways, I hope you guys have been enjoying. I know it's been a long time since I properly uploaded, and it's going to be like that for the next couple weeks, because straight up as we are coming up to the conclusion to this bike build, I'm actually going to have to take a lot more time out for work itself and maybe try getting some side hustles, because like I said, plating ain't going to be cheap, and I don't want cheap plating. So hope you guys stay patient with me, and you guys want to help out with this project build. Again, check out the shop. I got sweaters, t-shirts, stickers, all that fun stuff. Help your boy out. Let's get this project done and start on the next. There we go. Let's try and focus here. And also these hats. These are going to be specialty made to order. These are metallic stitched liners, as you can probably see right here. Gonna get rain away. So if you actually want a hat itself, reach out to me through my Instagram, and I'll order you in one. Again, everything you do helps support this build and the channel, and therefore I can get to the point where I can actually do builds for you guys specifically and actually do giveaways. Want that? Ain't that the dream, ain't it? There we go. Push it all the way around. There we go. It takes about a good 20 minutes for the shit to actually settle, so you have some leeway. There we go. Just gotta be careful not to screw up these threads here. So push it in and start working from the mass out. There we go. Like I said, this will probably conclude this video maybe, and I'll see what I can do for you guys in the next episode. Yeah, there we go. So feel free to hit that notification bell for me in the next episode, because I can't really do consistent uploads. And hit that notification, so like I said, so you'll be up to date. Hit subscribe, if that really helps get my channel out there. Like, comment. Yeah. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.